Okay, before we start anything, all praise to the tech gods. All praise to the internet lords. We beseech thee, give us good internet and proper non-crashing tech. Hello, it's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the bro. It's always this, It's always remember the first episode of this podcast for this season? We were so hyped out, everything hyped out, and then internet crash. It's always I don't know why, bro.
Okay.
Cursed, bro.
I think I've narrowed it down. For those who are a little bit more technically savvy, right? We've been using Skype for the longest time, but as the weeks have gone by, things have become very unstable. So I'm like, okay, what is going on? Skype is supposed to be this quite reliable program using NDI and everything, right? And then today I was like, okay, final straw, screw it, let's just go back to Zoom. And look, knock on wood.
Is Zoom the answer, bro?
I think Zoom might be the answer. Oh, wait, we're here, we're okay. Let me say hello to the fam, by the way. Tovakin, hello. Jason, hello. Fast Game, what's up? Div Royalty, Tovakin, Rishi. McJohn Mouse, what's up?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking through our audio technical issues. I know this is a big episode. We're supposed to be announcing our winners from last week's Forbidden Door. Sorry, not Forbidden Door, Fight Forever contest. As well as talk about Money in the Bank. So, apparently Zoom has its limitations as well. So we got an hour podcast to power through, Mr. Young.
Oh my God. Okay, first things first. All right, we will do the announcement of the winners right before we finish, okay? But here's the thing. Let's very quickly right now jump into Forbidden Door. I know we don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to go too in-depth into it. And all I can say is, I know a lot of people have been asking me on my stream, what did you think about Forbidden Door? I think it is great for what you like. If you like that kind of wrestling, personally, I'm not a fan. I think you get a lot out of it. I think you got a lot of value because, good God, that card was like 14 matches long if you watch the pre-stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
First of all, what did you think about Forbidden Door as a whole? Could you sit through it? Because I tell you what, once again, AEW doesn't understand less is more. They just, everything throw out there. Bro, by the time Danielson came on, by the time Danielson came on, I was like, I literally couldn't watch that match. I was like, okay, no, I have to watch it another day. I was done. I stopped watching it there.
Bro, I had a good experience watching Forbidden Door. You know why, bro?
Why?
I watched the first hour. I fell asleep. And then I woke up just in time for Osprey and Omega. So basically I caught like everything up until the Fatal 4-Way international AEW international title. And then I woke up just in time for the main event. So in a way, my viewing pleasure was like kind of truncated. So it was an easier watch for me. But to be honest, I didn't miss out much like the others as well.
So I mean, here's the thing as well, right? And just, if you look at the card, it's very obvious that MJF, CM Punk, you know that camp, the CM Punk of professional wrestlers, they are like, let's just get this out of the way, go home early. Yeah. They wanted to do their matches first, right? It's so obvious. Then they let all their, the trampoline cowboys go and do their bullshit lah, So, MJF, Tanahashi, to me, it didn't make sense. To me, you should have put Tanahashi against somebody that's a jobber, let Tanahashi win, because MJF is good. He's not good enough to make somebody who is so limited in the ring look good. And if this were the first time I was watching Tanahashi, I'd be like, who is this old fella? Can't do it, yeah?
Yeah, bro, I do not know what the hell happened to Tanahashi this last year alone. Because this time last year, when he was fighting Jon Moxley for the AEW interim title, right? It wasn't this bad. So, those who watch New Japan on a regular basis, can somebody explain to us, like, did he just come back from a big injury? Did he have some sort of, like, his bones decayed in this 1 year terribly?
I mean, wow. It was... I mean, okay, no storylines is one thing, right? But the fact that very late, once again, they always assume you know who these legends are. Can you imagine if you watch, for example, Hulk Hogan, but you had no context of who he is, what he's done, or you do not speak his language, so his charisma doesn't come out. So you have this old Japanese guy who can't really move well, slips on the top rope, does random air guitar. I'm like, what is this fellow? You know what I mean? So I felt like it was just bad booking. Nothing against him. It's just bad booking. Put him against somebody that can flip-flop around, make him look good, like how Shawn Michaels made Hulk Hogan look good.
Yeah. Or make him look bad. I mean, it's up to the opponent, right?
Yeah.
The thing about Tanahashi is a legend at this point in time.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame because he is finally being introduced to the North American audiences as this old veteran, right? If he had like a big match against John Cena in 2013, I bet you, I think the hype and the ability, if he was in WWE at least, for WWE to make people care for him would be huge, and he could have delivered in the ring. But I just find that it's kind of a bit sad lah. It's a bit too little, too late for him to be introduced into the audience right now.
This fantasy booking style has, I mean, for AEW's long-term future, they have to wake up their idea, basically. Let's move on. CM Punk and Kojima, kind of the same thing, but slightly better. CM Punk did what he could. He's getting a lot more boos, you realize, right? And congratulations to the Young Bucks for poisoning the well. Congrats. Your biggest star is also, your biggest face is also now your biggest heel. Idiots.
But they created essentially John Cena, AEW version of John Cena, right? In CM Punk, basically, because you're gonna have the mixed reactions going forward. Unless CM Punk commits to a full heel team, I don't think he will, because probably in his mind he'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy this mixed reaction. I'm gonna But
the difference is CM Punk and John Cena, right? You are talking about an era where how many millions and millions of people were watching John Cena versus now the people who are booing CM Punk are the diehards. They are core audience. Then you're going to confuse your mass audience by going, why are they booing CM Punk? Is he the person to boo? You know what I mean? So
I see.
The Elite have shot the company in the foot by doing this, by doing their poisoning of the well, and they're still doing it. Don't get me started on the Dave Meltzer interview. I know he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, who is a wonderful interviewer, by the way. But a lot of it was cringe. A lot of it had points. Don't get me wrong. I agree with some of what Dave Meltzer was saying, but a lot of it was like, wow, you're in your own world, bro.
Bro, I see you've been taking notes from Jim Cornette because I saw him echo the same
really?
sentiments.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Well, okay, but the point I wanted to make was the thing about CM Punk's appeal to AEW is that he will bring in the extra 10%, 15% of audience that basically will not watch AEW if he wasn't there.
Correct.
Right? No one can deny that. People make fun of him, like saying that, Collision is not a draw, they drop viewers, blah, blah, blah. But I would say, right, the internet, social media is being fueled just by CM Punk's appearance. He creates that sort of interaction and direction. So,
you want to talk about Collision? Let's talk about Collision. First episode was great, right? But you can tell. You can tell this is not... and maybe this is our expectations. Remember, we had the expectation this will be the wrestling show. This will be CM Punk, FTR, and the proper pro wrestling, right? But what did they start off last week's Collision, last week's, right before Forbidden Door? It was Chris Jericho in the ring with one of the worst low-soul promos I've ever heard out of my favorite wrestler. And then it's like, they brought out Naito, and then it was this whole thing. It was awkward AF. It was Wednesday night. It was Dynamite shit.
Yeah. The tough thing is, I think, bro, Chris Jericho is going down the path of your Tanahashi, bro. Like, he is, if you parade Chris Jericho out now, right, and no one knew anything about his history or his context, okay, fucker, you know what I mean?
So I guess my point here is that all the hype that I had for Collision went away, knowing that now it's just going to be the same as it was before. CM Punk and his group will have good matches and logic, whereas the rest just do whatever they want. Inmates run the asylum.
It's tough.
Orange Cassidy beat a whole bunch of legit fellas again, so I don't even want to talk about that nonsense. Sonata, Jungle...
Can I say before you said, okay, this is weird to say because I fell asleep right after this match, but I actually enjoyed this Fatal 4-Way match, right?
Okay.
If I can give some levity to the situation, right? I enjoyed it because, right, they all played their roles really, really well. And Orange Cassidy actually took this match seriously. So he actually tried to wrestle these people. Zack Sabre Jr., for some reason, I haven't watched him in a while, but I think he's filled out. Because last time when I saw him, he damn skinny as fuck. So, but now he kind of filtered, and actually he looks like a proper badass. So I really enjoy his presentation now.
Okay.
And so that's that. And also who's the Ring of Honor TV Shibata, right?
And Garcia.
Right.
Garcia is like nowhere now, lah. I mean, you remember the whole sports entertainer nonsense? Another Chris Jericho thing.
The crowd still loves him. I think he does some weird dance move that people are vibing with for some reason. But what was so satisfying about this match was you had a Shibata who is like, he's like Samoa Joe, bro. He like, I don't take any nonsense. I'm just gonna fucking kick the crap out of everyone. So that gave me some sort of enjoyment to see someone like Orange Cassidy took that kind of beating. So much respect for that. Other than that, yes, I fell asleep just as you were starting to talk about Sanada and Jacob. So please. Please enlighten me, bro.
I did not pay attention to this. Like halfway through, literally, I started losing attention and I wasn't paying attention anymore. So I couldn't tell you about this match.
Oh my god, but there was this one thing that Sanada did, for New Japan followers, please tell me about this lock. He did this weird lock, like it kind of gets all your limbs of your opponent tied up among each other and you're stuck in that lock.
Oh, right. And then you can get rolled around the ring, is it? I think I've seen that before.
Yeah. So he did that lock thing, and apparently, internet went crazy. Jim Cornette had a field day with that.
Of course, I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know what to say, bro. Like, the more I see them cross over, the more I don't want to watch New Japan. You know?
Really? Okay.
If it's the shitty looking chop, oh my god, why is this? Somebody who watches New Japan, please explain to me. How do we go from Misawa and, like the old school motherfuckers who drop elbows and really look like they will cripple each other, right? How do we go from that to that?
The gunshot one, is it? The machine gun.
That is the dumbest. Oh my god. So, I'm sorry, but I still believe that you gotta make your shit look good. Because it's a fight, right? You are simulating a fight. It's a performance of a fight. That makes wrestling look fake AF. I cannot with it. I cannot with it. And this will lead into what I have to say about Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, which everyone is raving about, but we'll get to that in a bit. Elite versus... go ahead.
Sorry. Before you completely jump over Sanada and Jungle Boy, right? Like, what do you think of Sanada as a champion? Because I don't follow a lot of New Japan. I just remember him looking like a monkey god with a blonde hair.
Oh, right.
Now he's suddenly fucking handsome. So and he's a young guy. I didn't think he was that young, but he's only in his early 30s. So do you see him at least looks-wise potentially can be a star of New Japan?
Sure, more so than Jungle Boy. But I mean, what everyone's talking about obviously is Jungle Boy turning on Hook, right? Like, oh, finally, he still can't promo worth a goddamn. I remember I saw the promo.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you see the promo? Dear God,
It just feels so fake and It's the worst. It's the worst. Well, hey, you just gotta let him percolate, right? Freaking drop him back down to dark and let him promo there. You know what I mean? Like, don't expose him like that.
No more dark already, bro. So I guess.
Yeah.
Rampage it is, bro. Rampage it is.
Asio, good point. They said they use him as an accessory for heel turn. They mistreated New Japan this pay-per-view. To be fair, I feel like the same was said for every single Forbidden Door. Like, when have they actually gone out of their way to make New Japan look like a credible threat?
Yeah, I agree. They should have used this moment to introduce New Japan stars and make them feel like stars. But everyone's old and broken down, so it's sad.
Elite, Eddie Kingston and Ishii versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Did you watch this match?
So all the matches that I fell asleep at the first time, I watched it back the second time, so I can still give a proper opinion on the match.
Go ahead.
This match sucked. This match just sucked.
Okay, so it just wasn't. It wasn't just me, right? Because there's the Bucks in there, so I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to be very biased, but nothing they do is new or interesting. They've done everything, right?
Okay, the one thing that I thought stood out about this moment is the crowd is loving the Eddie Kingston, John Moxley interaction. Yep. And of course, they had that one feud in 2020, during the pandemic. But at that point in time, John Moxley was the champion, the babyface, and Eddie Kingston was the bad guy. So the roles are reversed this time around. There is something there that they can tie on because both are great promos, right?
Right. Look, here's the thing. They have dropped the ball with Eddie Kingston. We remember when, he had that article, that write-up, so everyone was behind him, and then he just disappeared lah. His AEW booking for you, Tony Khan, best booker of 2023.
Agreed.
But at this point, I don't really care about the Blackpool Combat Club at all.
Yeah, they totally just stripped off the aura of Claudio. Like, he was a big deal coming into AEW. Remember, actually last year's Forbidden Door, he was the surprise opponent for Zack Sabre Jr. and the crowd would just pop like crazy for him. In this 1 year, yes, he became Ring of Honor champion, but no personality.
What does that mean?
No ability to showcase himself in the ring. He just become like a bit part player to Jon Moxley, essentially.
Right. Rishi says, am I the only one who's not a fan of Kingston or Moxley? Too drunk uncle vibe. Okay, here's the thing. I agree about that with Moxley. Moxley so far has proved nothing, right? Except for the fact that he can bleed lah. But Kingston, I love his promos because they are so like raw, and he is the exact opposite of Jungle Boy when it comes to promo. Like Jungle Boy's promo sounds so fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like got no passion or no sincerity behind it.
Yeah, like he rehearsed it 1,000 times and he has to resort to bad words to make his point. Like, I'm the hottest bitch. Shut the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's that.
If I was NRJ right at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Even though I might be a hot bitch, right? But I'd be embarrassed that Jungle Boy said that about me. I'll be like, hey, good boy, just shut up lah. Don't
don't make me Pisces, yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale. I actually like Willow Nightingale. I think she has a lot of potential with that. That smile, that baby face. Rah-rah.
Bro, I love her music. I love her music. I love her Earth, Wind and Fire music. Bro.
But Tony Storm is so not relevant, and it has nothing to do with her. She's a great wrestler as well. But this division is the shits as well. So anyway.
Okay, so I get your point about Tony Storm, but I've been watching her and the promos that she's cutting at the backstage and as well as the scrum. Bro, she's a great heel. Yeah, she's a fucking great heel. They need to give her more airtime on Dynamite. That's my opinion.
And then you have your Saraya, big deal signing come in, and what is she doing now? Okay, let's move on.
Saraya is not hitting, She's not
hitting. She completely... this is the one everyone's talking about, right? Wow, so good. How many stars did Uncle Dave give this? 10 million?
Apparently 6 stars. Apparently 6 stars.
Good.
From what I know. Yeah.
Oh, shut 6. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Where do I even start? Here's the thing, right? You can't write poetry if you can't even... You don't even know your alphabets. When these two trade punches, it looks like the biggest joke of all. Like, look, I get that they can do amazing flips, amazing moves. They can spin and they are so acrobatic, they are so athletic. But when they punch each other, it looks like shit. It looks fake. You kill the whole thing immediately.
I see your point. I see that you have been listening to Jim Cornette as well.
Sure.
Literally, he's saying all the points that you're saying. The thing about them, right, is like you say, like they are great athletic individuals who can do all these like high level 100-star moves. But they can't do the basics. Right? That's the big problem, right? And if you can't do the basics, then you have to keep resorting to spectacular moves to wow the audience. But if they actually have a great handle on the basics, and I think a lot of the old school wrestlers do this, they can build up from the fundamental moves all the way up until the crescendo, and they just need to hit one huge move, and it will be like a big deal.
I mean, we've seen so many examples in the past couple of years from the WWE, from other promotions as well, right? Yeah, exactly. And this is how people have extended their careers as well. I mean, wasn't it the anniversary of Mankind versus Undertaker recently? I mean,
yes.
You know, I love those two, right? But look at Mick now. Look at all the risks he took. And in a lot of ways, actually, sort of that era, right? It kind of was WWE's fault. Them taking crazy risks. The Hardys doing the crazy stunts. Jeff, especially, right? Has spawned this entire generation of just doing nothing but stunts. So instead of building up your character, building up the emotion of a match, the drama, all you're doing is, I can reverse you in this way, you can reverse me in that way. Like, it's like, it becomes like a video game. That's why when we were playing AEW Fight Forever, it's like, hey, That's exactly how they structure their matches, like a video game. The problem is, in the video game, unless you are playing a really well-developed game, like if you're playing Street Fighter, you don't really feel any emotional connection. You just win one match, move to the next one, win one match, you know?
Yeah, agreed. The problem with this match is, as great as those stunts were, I couldn't get invested as much as I wish I could.
Yep.
Not because I don't know their story, right? Of course, I watched the first Wrestle Kingdom match.
Sure.
I know their histories, right? But I felt like they were trying to outdo not just each other, but everything that came before it in this card.
Yep.
And everything that came before is really crazy. So they're just gonna take it to a level where I feel it's to their detriment. And the biggest point I wanted to make was the Tiger Driver 91.
Oh God,
right?
why? Yeah.
Like for me, right? It's the stupidest move ever created in history, bro. It's like stupidest move ever.
Was it the 1 count kick out or something? No,
no, not that. Tiger Driver is when he did like a pedigree and then he landed on the neck.
Yeah, I know. He drops him on his neck, but dude
like
still kicked out, right?
No. It's okay. So you're getting it confused. So what happened was that kick out was when Will Ospreay did the One Wing Angel on Kenny Omega that he kicked out at 1. He was his own finisher. But before that, leading up to that moment, I think Ospreay did like the Tiger Driver 91, which is essentially you hook the arms, you do like a pedigree, but instead of landing face plant, they did like a pile driver, but landed on the neck.
We all know what a Tiger Driver is, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
But the point is, right, the fucker land on the neck, and that is not even a move-ending finisher. It didn't stop the match. There wasn't people checking up on him, saying he's okay. They just pick him up and continue, bro.
Yeah. See, that has been the issue with these quote-unquote indie darlings. They just don't sell shit. Everything is move after move after move. So moves don't mean anything. And it's like we are beating this dead horse. Every week we say the same thing about these guys, right? And it is on Tony Khan because this is to the detriment of his product. Because after who can follow that match? That should have been the main event. If you want to go down this route, then that should be the main event because nobody else can follow that match unless you throw somebody off the top of the building. You know what I mean? So Sting, Darby Allin, Naito versus Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Minoru Suzuki, like.
This was a toilet break match, bro. How do you feel about your favorite wrestler becoming a toilet break match?
I cannot, bro. I'm done. I'm very much done. Like, they've trained me to switch off in certain matches, like with certain people, because I know I will see the exact same thing over and over and over again. I mean, do we think that Darby Allin has a future? Absolutely, you know? And Sting doing crazy things like jumping off freaking ladder on Dynamite. I'm like, why are you doing it on a Dynamite? Like, do it on the pay-per-view then. You know, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, it feels like him and Danielson, right? They are just hanging out with the cool kids and want to do the cool kid stuff.
I don't feel Chris Jericho has been relevant since probably 2020, like since his AEW title run, because everything from Inner Circle ended in a bust. It sucked. It wasn't the Bloodline storyline by all means, right? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Oh
boy, Bryan Danielson, Okada. Let's jump right into the main event. Like I said, by the time this came around, I was tired. I was like, I'm not going to watch this anymore. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it some other time. Guess what? I didn't come back to watch it. So I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't care because we know that there are no stakes. I don't care about your fantasy. It's going to be the desert. You are rain. Like, that's a cool promo. Yeah, but there's literally no history here. So I did not bother coming back. And from what I heard, there's no reason to come back anyway because this was a slower match. Like I said, how are you going to top a double juice screwdriver to the head finish?
Well, Mr. Young, I mean, you didn't miss much, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched the match, right? And for the long-time fans who followed him from Ring of Honor, hearing Final Countdown is a big deal. It is a big deal for me because that was actually the first match I ever watched Bryan Danielson fight was, right? Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness, which is very interesting, ironic, right? Because they had this great series of matches in Ring of Honor, and Final Countdown was a big deal, and I have no idea how the hell Ring of Honor got that Probably they bootleg that shit out of it lah.
Ring of Honor back in the day, yeah lah. Nobody watching, just play.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so it was a nice surprise hearing there, and I think from the media scrum, Bryan Danielson explained that actually he was actually having a bad day that day. I don't know, personal stuff or whatever shit. So that match or that entrance gave him the motivation to actually carry out the match. Just bad luck lah. That within 5 minutes into the match, the fucker kena his arm broken by Okada. Yeah. But literally when I saw that spot, I knew something was wrong because right, as he was about to, as Okada was coming up from the top rope for an elbow or whatnot, right, Danielson was just adjusting his body.
Right.
But I think he miscalculated how much time he had to adjust his body. So by the time he was like shifting the Okada fucking dropped on his elbow, and his elbow was sticking out like that.
Right.
So like, yeah lah, you know some shit was gonna happen.
I mean, it's bad luck. You know, you can say that, like, what a waste because you have All In coming soon, which is Wembley. Is it All In or is it All Out? I forget.
All In.
In or out, don't give a shit lah. But you know, like, Wembley is coming out and you now risk not having Danielson. Like, what a shame, right? And for what? For a main event that doesn't amount or doesn't mean anything in the long run.
Yeah.
I've said this before, I'll say it again. You know, they have all the talent, they just have terrible booking.
Yeah, if a dream match between Hogan and Stone Cold, right, was just presented, okay, one day randomly on Raw, let's have a dream match, Hogan and Austin. It won't have the clout, or it will, people base it off the name, but it's not gonna be like, what's the story, right? The story needs to be told.
Exactly, you need to build, and you know, at the end of the day, I guess, you know, that's what we will say to sort of put a bow on the AEW Forbidden Door. It was a chore. I honestly, as a casual, call me a casual, but it was a chore for me to sit through that.
Yeah, I watched it with open eyes and open minds and open hearts because, like, of course, CM Punk's first pay-per-view appearance, right? Omega and Ospreay really did spectacular to me lah in Wrestle Kingdom. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch all this. But the problem is, right, there's too much insider like, you need so much insider baseball knowledge to appreciate it,
right?
Which kind of throws away all the casuals, like people like you, who need a reason to watch it. So I feel like they are consolidating their fan base, but they're pushing away potential fans. That's my opinion.
Right. I mean, but that's what we've said about the product for a long, long time. So yeah, it is what it is, lah.
Okay.
So okay, shall we now pivot and talk about the good stuff?
Yes, let's do Money in the Bank. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so basically, it is, I mean, and say bias or what, basically what WWE is doing right now, I don't want you to put it on Vince, you want to put it on Triple H, but they are firing on all cylinders. Like literally, you can see so many stars being made. Like in this one pay-per-view, I was like, wow, okay, they're really hitting their stride right now, aren't they?
Yeah, bro, let's be honest, man. WWE has been hitting it off the park with the pay-per-views, man. Like the PLEs this year alone, I think everything from Royal Rumble onwards has been great. Yeah,
agree. Go ahead. You want to jump into the card real quick while I settle something on my end?
Sure, let's do it. So, of course, the first match, they started off with the men's Money in the Bank. And guys, everybody knows, everybody wants LA Knight. Yeah! LA Knight to win, right?
Yeah, oh my God. So, this is the thing, right? At first, I was like, okay, you know, LA Knight, everyone wanted to win. You could hear the crowd was 100% behind LA Knight, right?
Yeah,
and
agreed.
Looking at that crowd, literally there was only 2 people who could win. But my God, did Butch get his moment at home? Logan Paul and Ricochet. Like, Ricochet is the guy that is there to make Logan Paul look good at this point, isn't it?
Yeah. They should literally just have a Ricochet Logan Paul match going forward. But bro, like, I was so scared for that Spanish Fly move. I thought they botched the hell out of it.
Yeah. I guess they managed to pull it through, and it looked devastating without it hurting anybody, I think.
Yeah, because I think the only thing that Logan Paul suffered apparently was like a huge table cut on the back of his shoulder. But I was so scared that he landed on his head through the table. So I'm happy that he kind of survived that. Like you mentioned, Bush got his moment to shine. The only person that I thought was like kind of like left out was probably Santos Escobar. But even then, Santos Escobar took a wicked bump. Remember, I forgot, was it Ricochet that did like a flying 450 splash on him? While he had the ladder stack up on the ring rope. So yeah, so even when they weren't given the most shine, they still took the sickest bump, right? So it's still dope.
Okay, did they freaking upgrade and reinforce all their ladders? Remember when ladders used to break? Literally, no ladders broke this pay-per-view. Did you notice that?
I did. I remember when Logan Paul did like a freaking frog splash from the side.
And he bounced
off.
What the heck? And actually, it sounded and probably felt worse than it would have done if it broke, right?
I think they should have let it broke. I think that would have kind of, padded it out a bit more.
Do you think they're doing this on purpose? That they've actually reinforced the ladder so they don't break? Because, if a ladder breaks, there might be pieces that will, like splinter and it will stab the wrestler. Do you think this is a thing? Like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing right now because I noticed not a single ladder in both the men or the women's Money in the Bank ladder match broke. I was like, wow, okay, that's very new.
But I feel like not breaking the ladder doesn't make it look as visually aesthetic, when like the big crashes happen or like the big moments. So I don't like it. But it doesn't take away from the spots that happen in the match, for sure.
I actually would beg to disagree. I wonder, really? It's an aesthetic. Like, I think we are now smart enough to realize that the stuff that doesn't break actually hurts more. So maybe that's why they're going that way. I don't know. I could be just like
what do our listeners think? Like, tell us, do you guys like it that it breaks or it doesn't break? I personally like it. So
I mean, you know what? Maybe have a little bit of both. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't, right? I was just very surprised. And back to the winner, right? Some of you are saying that a heel winning the Money in the Bank briefcase is a better choice anyway because there's always the threat, right? I agree with that. But also, upon Senior Money in the Bank winning, I know Div Royalty is very, very happy.
Yes. Her guy.
LA Knight doesn't need this. He already has so much face heat, so he gets such a huge pop whenever he comes out, right? Papa H is probably looking at it going, he doesn't need the Money in the Bank. Damian Priest, we all know he's capable of it, but he hasn't been presented at that upper level.
Yeah.
All of us started, just give him this briefcase and now he's a legitimate threat.
Yeah, I actually don't mind it. Like, if it wasn't LA Knight winning, as long as it's not Logan Paul, actually I was quite happy. I think the crowd also was like, no Logan Paul. No Logan Paul.
But Logan Paul, how smart is he and how smart is WWE at using Logan Paul? He literally just shows up and it's always a big deal. It's always a viral moment. And I guess they could learn from their own example because they're doing the exact opposite with Ronda Rousey because she's just there now.
Yeah, unfortunately. But overall, Damian Priest winning is a good choice. I think it bleeds into the story of Judgment Day. The potential dissension that he has. And we'll talk about it in the later match, right? LA Knight not winning is it's disappointing for the fans over there, especially when you see it live. But if it leads to a one-on-one match with Logan Paul,
sure,
and they can go at it in the ring, because you know what? If you watch SmackDown, they had a 5 minutes interaction on the mic. In the middle of the ring, and I thought that was super I actually can't wait to see both of them go toe to toe on the mic. Give LA Knight a verbal joust, I still would say. Bro, give him the opportunity at SummerSlam, my opinion.
Do you realize we completely forgot one fella who was in the match? Not Escobar.
Is it Nakamura?
Nakamura. We forgot Nakamura.
Oh, bro, Nakamura is gonna be mainstream famous just in a few weeks. Give him time. You know why?
Because of the what? Which rapper used his song?
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert. He's the guy who installed a diamond in his forehead, right?
Yeah. He became the Vision, bro.
Yeah, walao, that guy. Apparently a big Nakamura fan.
Bro, apparently people forgot about it, but this fucker was in WrestleMania, bro, doing the entrance for the Usos. Do you remember?
Right. Yeah, I do remember.
He did that weird ass song that Just Wanna Rock. But I actually listened to Nakamura, right?
Yeah.
And then it's literally he just took the song, use it as the instrumental, and then he just rap over it.
Chey.
And then he like, bro, the chorus was the violin part, right?
Yeah, na 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 na.
This
na,
fucker
na, na,
sang.
na.
This fucker sang auto-tune over it. So he's like, oh my god. Oh no. Okay, but sure. He's gonna be famous, I guess. Whatever.
A lot of people weighing in on the table breaking or like item breaking thing, right? Div Royalty says break table, not bones. Jason says I like it not breaking, looks more painful. I think tables should break, ladders should not break. How about that?
Rishi was like, tables break, ladders don't do for me.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, let's move on then to the next match, talking about Ronda Rousey. All right, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. At least this was kind of a short match. Not the shortest match, but okay. Here's the thing, right? The finish came so randomly, I had to rewind.
Yeah.
I was like, did I miss some interaction? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how did the fuck this happen? Out of nowhere, bro. Literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It almost felt like Shayna like just left the script, like tore up the script. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm done with this shit.
Do you think that was done on purpose? Instead of going the traditional route of building tension, building animosity, like what they're doing with Balor and Priest right now. Instead of doing that, they're like, screw it, let's just do a sudden, like nobody would have expected it. In the middle of a match when there was no case of Shayna or Ronda accidentally hitting Shayna, nothing like that, no. Like literally out of nowhere, bang! She suddenly whacked Ronda and walked off.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it. I think the match needed it. I think if this didn't happen, nobody would talk about this match. But because this happened, there was some newsworthy thing that come out of this match.
Actually, I agree with you, no. Like it literally made me more interested because I had zero expectations or care for this match. Going in, I was like, okay lah, whatever lah. And then this happened, I literally rewind because I was like half not paying attention. I was playing game or something on my handphone while this match was going on. And then that shit happened. I was like, did I miss something? I rewind, no nothing .
Yeah, this girl just went roid rage on Rousey.
Well, I mean, on Raw, she did explain her actions, and I like it. I love that Shayna Baszler is finally getting the attention, and it really feels doesn't it feel like
Baszler.
Triple H righting all the Vince McMahon wrongs right now?
Yeah,
doesn't it feel like
it? I feel like Ronda Rousey, right? Yeah. If she never did anything else in this business, right, the last thing she would want to do before she leaves WWE is to put over her best friend.
Yes,
to put over Shayna Baszler.
Exactly. So, Rousey versus Shayna, it seems like a dream match, quote unquote, like two MMA best friends, and WWE can do video packages like nobody else.
Yeah. I believe this could be a SummerSlam match. It might even steal the show if they are literally allowed to go all out.
Correct.
And Shayna would bring the best out of Ronda, and Ronda would want to perform well for Shayna.
And here's the thing: they are MMA practitioners, right? They probably sparred, and they know how to spar. And because they're pro wrestlers as well, they know how to make it not hurt. So I'm like, I'm actually salivating at the thought of these two going at it.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Mr. Young, I've been hearing rumors, right, that now that I think Amanda Nunes is kind of out of the picture, title picture and all that. Could we potentially see Dana White try to bring back Ronda into the UFC just for a one-off run? I mean, Endeavor is happening. They're all part of the same company anyway.
I guess could be, just for the pay-per-view numbers, right? The money. Sure,
yeah,
why
because
not?
My opinion is, bro, like the longer Ronda stays in WWE, the more her star power diminishes.
Yes. She needs to go out and do other things. Yeah.
She needs to get back that aura, and the only way she can get it not in WWE, because clearly WWE is not spotlighting her anymore.
No.
Give her UFC, like did what Brock Lesnar did in 2016, where he just come back UFC for one more run.
But the problem is, you go back to UFC, you cannot script. Like with Scully, she come back and then lose to some jobber, some no-name fighter, then that's it already. Her aura completely dead.
Yeah, I think she can retire and spend time with kids already after that.
No, see, that one is I like the idea, don't get me wrong, but that one is a very risky move. She goes back to UFC, they set up a high-profile match, maybe her versus Holly Holm as a sort of return match, right? And Holly Holm knocks her the F out again. Well, that's it. Gone case. Her star completely gone already.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? First time I cared about Ronda in a long time. So hey, they did something right there.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So there you go.
Yeah.
Next match is the shortest match on the card. Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Okay, this was more about the post-match than the match itself.
Were you surprised that he was so dominant over it? Like, Riddle even didn't put up a fight.
No, because
Were you surprised?
they told the whole story of them breaking his ankle or smashing his ankle and stuff like that. And like Gunther slapping his ankle was the funniest sight ever. But I was like,
Yeah.
it's broken, I guess. See, like here's the thing: like when Gunther slaps somebody, it looks painful, right? Not this bullshit. Ah,
The Jackoffs.
the Chekhov slaps. Yeah, not machine gun slap. It's the Chekhov slap.
Yeah. But bro, Gunther slapping Riddle, right?
Yeah.
Gives me more pain-inducing, like
Yeah.
cringe, like than anything that I saw at Forbidden Door. So like that's that.
Yeah, well, except for the crazy athletic stuff, which, guys, I see the athleticism, don't get me wrong, but it means nothing when there's no build. Okay, let me get off that train. Let's come back to the the pro wrestling here. Gunther beats Riddle in a heel hook, was it? He didn't even use his regular finish because of
Yeah, he did.
the injured ankle. I mean, that's storytelling. Yeah, right?
I love it.
And then there you go. You had the return of Drew McIntyre. Oh, the crowd, bro, the crowd.
The crowd blew up, man. I was surprised because I think a lot of people were leaning towards potentially Randy Orton returning to save Riddle. But the funny thing is, the moment Riddle lost, Riddle's completely gone from the screen,
Yeah,
bro. No more mention of Riddle.
Hide under the ring. Okay, this is not my time anymore.
But
Okay,
Drew looks
Fias
badass
is like,
as
come on,
usual,
Mr. Young,
bro.
don't insult the machine gun slap. Bro, who? Okay, there's a legendary fellow who started the machine gun slap thing, right? Like, I know a few of you mentioned it. Can somebody send me a link on the Discord of the original machine gun slap? Then I will judge. And if it looks good, then I'll change my mind. But if it still looks like, bro, cannot, bro. I don't care. I don't care which legendary fella did it. If it looks like shit, it looks like shit.
I can't remember whether it was Misawa who did it. But the
Kobashi?
funniest thing, right? Was it Kobashi? I don't know. But the funniest thing, right, I saw was like, not the originator who did this, but I think it was Eddie Kingston who did it, right? When he did the machine gun slap, right? He kept tapping his tummy, bro. He like,
To get the sound,
To
is
make
it?
the sound.
Yeah,
yeah, but because Eddie Kingston got perut, right? He got the dead board, right? Then his tummy jiggle at the same time. I was like, oh, dude.
Some things just don't copy. Don't copy. Do your own shit. All right. Hey, bro, don't fat shame him, bro. Remember,
No.
that's how he got into his feud with Sammy Guevara. Remember, Sammy Guevara said he fat.
Oh yeah, what the fuck, man? Hey, bro, I'm also trying to lose weight, so like, hey, respect to you,
Yeah.
fellow deadbot kings, all of you out there.
I'm slapping my tummy now. Okay.
Bro, you look like you're checking out, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Okay. Drew McIntyre is back. It's funny, like Triple H even said it at the press conference. By the way, that's how you do a press conference. Each person comes in, says a few words, F's off. They don't tell their whole goddamn life story about how they love working with the heel, who's a nice guy. Come on, have a little common sense, you know? Anyway, okay. What are we talking about? We talk about
Drew McIntyre returning. Yes.
Are you happy he's back, and he's back in a place where like immediately he makes an impact and the crowd and
Yeah, of course.
how important is the Intercontinental title right now? Like, doesn't it just feel more important?
I love it. I love how Drew still looks fucking imposing. Like, you match him up against Gunther, right? Actually, the fucker is bigger and taller than Gunther in a way, bro.
Well, I mean,
So
Gunther
he
lost
would-
all that weight, lah.
Yeah, that's to be honest. But I feel like I know Gunther's still gonna be the heel and Drew's gonna be the baby face. But I know a lot of people wants Gunther to get that honky tonk record, longest reigning Intercontinental champ. So the only way he can do it is he needs to survive freaking SummerSlam and make it to the first week of September. So
Right.
so I don't know. I think if Drew were to beat him right before the end of the streak, fucker gonna turn heel, bro.
Who? Oh, as in Drew?
Drew McIntyre, lah. Drew's gonna be turned heel by the crowd. Crowd will be like,
Sure,
no,
sure.
how could you do that? Yeah.
But if anything, this is going to be an interesting feud moving towards SummerSlam, right? I mean, damn, dude.
Agreed. Okay.
Anyway, and we all have said before, like, he needs his moment in the sun to shine once again because he was the champion, but in the pandemic era with no crowd and all that, which is
quite
like,
a shame. I feel he deserves that. He needs that redemption, bro.
yeah. Or
In a way,
maybe just freaking maybe he doesn't care for it anymore. He just wants to make, like young talent like a Gunther. So we'll see. Let's move on. And I mean, here's like we talked about, right? Like every match, people stood out. Like Damian Priest and LA Knight stood out. You had Shayna Baszler standing up for what's going on reason. You had Gunther looking awesome, and then Drew McIntyre looking even more awesome. Then you have Cody Rhodes, arguably the biggest face of the company right now, versus Dominic Mysterio, arguably the biggest heel, as in someone who actually gets booed the most.
Oh my god, I laughed my ass off during this match, bro.
I mean, Cody is like, okay lah, this is a detour, and there was no point in the match where you thought Cody was going to lose, but then because of the shenanigans with Rhea Ripley and stuff like that, like, maybe got chance, and they played it perfectly. Dom was the cowardly heel, and if he went one-on-one, square, head up, no shenanigans, confirm he'll get his ass kicked. But that's why he was doing all the, the chicken shit stuff lah.
Yeah, he was bobbing and weaving. He slapped him. He ran out of the ring. He hid behind Rhea.
Yeah, the only time he got an advantage was because of Rhea, because of some shenanigans. And that's the way it should be. You are keeping Cody strong while still giving Dominic avenue to have some offense.
Yeah, I believe, right, Dominic is like the single greatest like comeback story ever. Like he literally, as a babyface, dead and buried. No one cared about him. He was lame. And now, look at the crowd reactions. Look at... I think he's really looking like freaking like Eddie Guerrero reincarnated, Like he looks good with his mullet and his look. Everything about him looks great, right? He's like a wrestler right now, bro.
It's great that they've sort of distanced him away from his dad because that whole thing is sort of over and done with already. Yeah, let him be that guy. Like, and the crowd loves booing him. It's awesome.
Yeah. So it's so weird to think... about a year or 2 years ago, he was on the same level as Hook. People were saying whether Hook was the one that's going to be the big star, but look at the booking, bro. Look at how WWE builds a star. Look at how you compare to AEW. So
Jason says Dom needs to bulk up. Give him time, obviously, but especially for what he does as a heel, you don't need to look physically good. In fact, the shittier you look, the better as a heel, if that makes sense.
I believe so because Zack Sabre Jr. has done it for almost 15 years as a skinny ass, like got no muscle mass heel. But then, bro, when he did have muscle mass, suddenly he looks like a rock star. So I do also see Jason's point. Give him, if he can build up a bit more of that muscle, I think he can be world title as a heel for sure.
I mean, Asio says that I don't get what Cody gets from winning this match. This match is just a side quest. Like, at no point is this supposed to lead to anything. So they just did the match to do a match, to have Cody there, to have Dom there. And for what it was fun, right? Because we all know Cody and Brock, and it played out on Raw as well. Cody and Brock is what is moving forward.
I think this is like John Cena was fighting The Miz in 2009, right?
Right.
It's John Cena's giving the rub to The Miz.
Yeah.
It's the same way as well.
Correct. Rishi says Zack is good in the ring. Dom still needs work. But Zack is how many year veteran already at this point?
The Zack is like, he's like 37, 38, so he's been doing that at least 15 years. Bro.
So not really a comparison there lah. But let's move on to the women's Money in the Bank match. Io Sky, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark. Okay, let's talk about the one that sort of didn't, like, in all these matches, because there's so many people, right? One or two are bound to sort of fit into the background, like Santos and Nakamura. To me, Zoe Stark was like, is she still in the match?
Zoe Stark's role was very clear. She wasn't supposed to shine. She was supposed to be an enforcer and help Trish Stratus. So I understand why she was like a background beat player. Can I just say something though about this match, bro? Do you think, in my opinion, this was technically the better match? Like, I felt it was a better put together match, in my opinion. I don't know whether other people might disagree. I know some people like Div Royalties thought that this was a more enjoyable match.
I mean, I enjoyed both equally. Like, I didn't see one as better as the other by a clear margin. I think both had their moments. I thought it was funny that Io, right, when she first came out, her pop wasn't that big. But when she won, people are like, yes, she deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, through the match, people accepted that as the win.
Bro, that's the testament to WWE's ability to build stars. Like I felt
Yeah.
like Io's star was built in this match organically right before our eyes.
Right. And then they had the whole thing. It was a cool finish, right? With the handcuffs, right? We had Becky Lynch and Bayley just fighting each other. Then their hands together. Then Io was like, "Oh, okay. I just handcuff you all together under the rung of the ladder so they can't climb up."
It was a brilliant finish. Or to be honest, like that's the reason that pushed me up in the eyes of like both Money in the Bank matches. I thought this match, because of the finish, elevated it. Also, I must give props to Trish Stratus, because Trish Stratus at her age, the fucker retired already. She's really long gone from the business, and she's still taking bumps on ladders, bro.
Yeah, there was one ladder bump. I was like, oh, like, why are you taking that, Trish? Like, you're a Hall of Famer. You don't need to take those kind. But she did, so kudos to her, right?
Yeah, much respect. And of course, Bailey becoming like the cock blocker, trying to like get in the way of her teammate was funny.
Yeah.
Especially after she kena handcuffed, right? I watched the post scrum.
Yeah.
They were pretending to be besties, bro. I don't know whether you saw that.
I think, yes, I did see that. And, obviously there's going to be a build. Obviously they want to push Io, right? And there's going to be dissension. So Io as a face, Bailey as the jealous heel, seems like it. Seems like where they're going.
I like it. I mean, of course, Dakota Kai is out injured. So I wonder how she factors it into the scenario when she's back. What about Becky Lynch in this match? Do you feel that she was a glue that held everything together?
Yes.
Should she have won it? What do you think?
I don't think she should have won it. I think she is also like we talked about certain people, right? Like a Drew, like a Dolph Ziggler for a long time. Now she is in putting other people over mode, as in she's not the main star anymore. And I think she understands it and she's okay with it.
I'm sorry, Becky Lynch. I'm sorry, Butch. You guys cursed yourself when you all took the ladder and took the briefcase on SmackDown and Raw, bro. You guys cursed yourself. That's why you'll never win.
Yeah. So there you go, Io Sky. I mean, exciting times, obviously. Is she going to cash in on Rhea? Is she going to cash in on Asuka? As much as we like the whole Japan versus Japan match is mouth-watering, like Io and Rhea have had bangers in NXT. So that makes more sense, doesn't it?
I hope they let her cut promos in Japanese, like those backstage vignettes.
Subtitles.
Give her something. Make her look like a Yakuza queen, bro. She got the look. I love it. Let her just go crazy in the ring.
There's one thing I feel very weird about with Io Sky. That's the way she emotes when she comes out. She does the whole back bend thing, like what is that? And somebody explained to me what that is, and then she's like, is she drunk? Is she when Asuka does it, she has face paint, and it doesn't look as weird, I guess, because she's demonic or whatever. But when Io does it with no face paint, she looks like she's just drunk woman.
I mean, her back bend thing looks hot, lah. Come on, let's be honest.
Sure. The back bend thing is fine, but then after that, when she walks, she's like, I'm not doing it justice, but you know what I mean? Like, what is with the face? Like, what is the? Is she high? Like, every time I watch it, I'm like, are you drunk or high? Is that your character? Like, I don't get it.
They need to do a promo backstage, right, where she's like drinking sake. And she's like, I get high on my competition. Then she get drunk. Then that explains the backstory, bro.
Pia says, that's Korean zombie move, bro. Come on. Zombie!
Bro, that's Train to Busan / Kingdom, bro. I understand. I get it now.
That's what
I love it.
She should have a match with Abaddon from AEW. Anyway, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. They're trying to elevate this title, and who better than freaking Rollins, right?
Two of the best workers on Raw right now. Yep. I am a fan of Finn Balor's new music. I know she has had this new music for a while. But recently, because of the main event scene, he's been appearing on Raw more often. So I've been hearing the song better. Bro, actually, I like it than the old one. Like, now it's like end boss vibes, bro.
Yeah, and it's more ominous in a way. Like, the other one was more mystical. This one is more epic, ominous. Do you like that he wears these, weird, I don't know how to, angular masks, but without details?
I think BDSM mask lah. Maybe that's what you're going for.
I don't know about that. Like, I don't know what kind of mask you call it instead of doing the face paint, which probably takes a long time. But, like, do you think he'll ever revisit the demon stuff?
I think if you save the demon for big events like WrestleMania that they did this past year with Edge, then it makes the mystique. It brings back the mystique in a way.
Sure.
I like this new mask. It's a bit like Kanye West. When Kanye West was having this weird face where he was wearing weirdo mask. But as for the match itself, I love the callbacks to 2016 SummerSlam. They keep going for that buckle bomb everywhere. But I felt like, I don't know whether it was like they were rushing through the match because the match felt too fast. Didn't breathe as much as I preferred.
Rishi says Balor should get a title for having the most consistent abs.
Oh yeah, man. Hey,
those
respect
abs,
the abs, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so Damian Priest comes out with the Money in the Bank briefcase as well, and he showed Rollins a bit. But the finish saw like a little bit of a miscommunication situation with Finn Balor, so that's where they're going, and they did more of it on Raw as well, right? Part of me was kind of hoping that Finn would win, and then Priest would show up at the end to cash in on Finn, But okay, like that might be rushing things, huh?
I feel like, okay, Seth, because of all the hard work he's put in, he deserves a longer title run.
Yeah.
But I also feel that Finn deserves the MVP award for like coming back from the dead, from complete irrelevance to becoming a world title contender. So give him that chance as well. So I don't know whether Finn will fall off the title contention now that, Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank. He doesn't have an opportunity anymore.
Yeah.
But even if Finn goes back down and wins the IC title, I'll be happy, sir.
Sure. Or why not the US title, actually? Like, what is Austin Theory kind of doing right now? He's a bit quiet, huh?
But Austin is all the way in SmackDown, bro. So this doesn't factor into this. Their brand split is a bit harder than Dynamite and Collision lah. So at least they respect that.
Pascal says that you look like part of the Judgment Day with your purple color, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm representing Sydney, Casey.
Oh, wow.
Sydney.
Hey, hello, my whole room is purple color theme. I'm Judgment Day also, bro.
Kick to the gut is all purple tea. What you guys
exactly. We are the Judgment Day, bro. So let's move on to the main event then. The Usos versus the Bloodline. And bro, I want to give you props, and I want to take back what I've said weeks ago. Remember when I was like, there's no way that Jey Uso and Roman Reigns can ever headline SummerSlam. And this is kudos to the WWE. They are starting to make me believe, bro. They are starting to make me believe.
Bro, you don't doubt foreign, bro. Don't doubt your guy, bro. I knew I could tell this is the only full circle way they can wrap up the Bloodline storyline. They need to bring Jey Uso back as main event, Jey, bro.
Oh, we did miss one thing, by the way. We'll talk about that after we talk about the main event. But it's so weird because so many times we've thought in this entire Bloodline saga that, it's over already, right? Like after the first Bloodline run, it's like, it's getting stale. And then you added Sammy, and then it extended it for one more year. And then after Sammy, like, okay, it's over after Sammy. No, and then you had, they purposely put Sammy and Kevin Owens in the stands, which was pretty cool, the VIP box. A little like connection, well. Yeah. And then now you have the whole Usos thing as well, and you've extended it a little bit more, and now you can push it all the way to SummerSlam with, like you said, full circle, Jey versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it makes so much sense, right? I hope you managed to check out, or please do check out if you haven't seen it, Ariel Helwani's interview with the Usos.
Oh,
they did it on BT Sports.
I haven't.
They did it on BT Sports YouTube channel right before Money in the Bank.
Right.
And I've actually never sat down and listened to a Usos long form interview before, like behind the screens. And bro, like literally Jey and Jimmy, right? That's who they are, bro. They literally talk like that, like in real life with with Ariel. And it's so funny because they talk about the scenario where when Jey was alone during 2020 and Jimmy was out with an injury, right? How did it feel? Because it was the first time they were separated, right?
Yeah.
And Jimmy was talking about how he, as the older brother, he was proud of Jey, but he was sitting at home, he was still fuming because his family was creating this great story that he's not part of it, right? And on Jey's side, Jey was feeling lost and scared and vulnerable in real life because he's never done Solo like
Wow.
rivalry outside
Yeah.
of his brother, and he didn't want to live up or like disappoint his family in his ability to challenge for the title. And they told this really funny anecdote, and I think you would appreciate this, bro, because when they first came in 2013,
Mm.
in NXT, they met Arn Anderson, and Arn Anderson was saying like, "Oh, Samoans, I've never seen a Samoans who can't work. I hope you guys are not the first one." Oh, so they were like, oh, the pressure
Wow.
was on to perform
Right,
from the
right.
first time they came. Yeah. So please, guys, whoever is interested, check out the interview.
Yeah.
They talk about their thoughts on Solo going to the business and everything. So that gave me a lot of context going to this match, and it made me appreciate what
Right.
they did on this night.
Okay, can I very quickly mention there are no pay-per-views or PLEs in between. It's a straight road to SummerSlam, which means, yes, definitely it's Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in some form or fashion, right? But okay,
Yeah.
even though I've acquiesced and said I will give it to you, that they are starting to make me believe. What if, okay, well, how about this instead of the one-on-one? Because I still feel like it's not enough, bro. How about a fatal four-way, bro? Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Solo. Because okay, hear me out, right? Like, won't this create even more mystique? Because Solo is supposed to still be on Roman's side, but now that the title is on the line, and like, do you see the way Roman acted after he lost? Like, he's losing his shit. And kudos to the guy for committing to the bit, bro. Even off screen, he's on the side of the apron, like, like, wow, bro. I think in the time he took off, he was going for acting classes because that shit looked great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that was great. That was really good.
and then you could see Solo had this look of like, bro, like, do I have to take things into my own hands? And did you notice? And kudos to Solo as well. Like, the acting in the match, bring out the emotions, right? Like, it was almost as if Solo was trying to pull Roman Reigns together. Like, get your shit together, bro. You are the tribal chief. Did you get that feel?
I got that. I felt the tension between Solo and Roman. Remember that one time when Roman was outside the ring,
Yeah.
and Paul Heyman was saying that, look at him, he's trying to make your kids, take money from your kids and all that.
Yeah.
Like, he was psychologically like amping up Roman.
Yeah.
Just brilliant acting all around. Like as what the kids call it, right? Cinema, bro. Cinema.
No, it wasn't Triple H at the press conference the one who said this is cinema? Bro, what about a four-way then? So you include all of them, as opposed to having one on each side and then Solo maybe turn. So okay, I guess the logical conclusion here is Jay with Jimmy versus Roman with Solo, right? And then Solo like, oh, is he gonna turn side with his brothers or not? But how about four-way, bro? What do you think about that? Is it too much?
I'm not opposed to it, but I don't want it because only because Jimmy and Jay have just reunited, and like basically Jay stuck out his neck for Jimmy by leaving the bloodline for Jimmy. So I wouldn't want them to have some sort of conflict right now. I need Jimmy to be firmly behind Jay and like be so it's everyone in his corner lah. So Roman have Solo in his corner, Jay have Jimmy in his corner, and they go for the titles. Like that makes the most sense to me lah at this point in time.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're talking about main event of SummerSlam, right? Are you ready to send the fans home upset? Because Jay is not going to win the title, right?
Wasn't that my prediction, bro? Remember?
Right, and then what? Jay wins the titles. What was your prediction? I forgot.
No, my prediction was that like again, Jay was the first one to pin Roman in this tag title situation, but then Jay takes Roman to the limit, but Roman just about survives with the title, but Jay kind of like officially managed to pin him in the match, but it's just that he whether because of like a technicality, whether it was like a disqualification,
ref bump or ref bump, and then he gets the pin. So like the moral victory, but Roman Reigns still wins. But like I said, then you're sending the fans home set unless you manage to pull off the Rock lah, which is the end goal, I suppose.
Funny you mentioned that because if you watch the Ariel Helwani interview, they teased it as well, bro.
Of course they did, bro. They know what's good for business. They're smart to the business.
No, they okay. I just want to mention very quickly, just a tease lah. So in the interview, they talk about how they refer to Roman as the big ooze around here, right? And then Ariel, being a very smart interviewer, saying, okay, so once all these storylines wrapped up between you guys, what about the other big ooze out there in Hollywood? How will he factor into this whole situation, right?
Yeah.
And then and then Jay was like, hey man, if you want to come and do business and make money with us and send us some Under Armour, hey, you're welcome to do that, bro. That guy fucking funny, bro.
Yeah.
But then one thing that Jimmy said that was interesting was that shouldn't factor into the end of this storyline. That should be the start of a new storyline. Right.
Which
I feel that could be the last. Like literally, that could be the end game, bro. That literally could be the Captain Marvel finally taking out Thanos, man. They close the loop on this. Yeah, like it could be WrestleMania.
So who takes the title of Roman Reigns? It's not going to be Jay. It has to be Cody, right?
It's gotta be Cody. Gotta be somehow it has to go back there.
Finish the story, right? That's the whole idea. And then, like we talked about before, Roman Reigns versus The Rock, that doesn't need a title on the line. That's a main event in and of itself.
Yes. Respectfully, I feel The Rock still doesn't need to be there next year, WrestleMania. I still think that they need to do Cody and Romans too. And of course, WrestleMania 40, perfect name, perfect time. Maybe 39 was a precursor.
To 40,
but Roman Reigns should lose the title at 40. Yeah.
I will bring up one other point though. Like I don't know if you remember the SmackDown before. Was it 2 SmackDowns before this? The Usos did a promo in the ring, and it was like, ooh, I don't know, man. Like it feels like because they've been in there with Roman and everything, like sort of that huge group dynamic, they sounded great. But when they were there by themselves promoing against Roman, I was like, ooh, that was kind of rough. I don't know if it was just that one promo. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know which one is when the two of them came out and they were kind of celebrating. They said they're going to go to war with their...
Yeah, it's like they talk a lot, but they didn't make a point.
Yeah, I thought that was a throwaway promo because they were just buying time. But give them enough time. Because I remember, I don't know whether you remember, bro, but 2020, Jey Uso having those like one-on-one emotional promos against Roman was like... amazing. So I have full confidence that he can step up to the plate, as they say.
Well, I mean, hey, if anything, WWE are really firing on all cylinders. Everybody, top to bottom in this card, looked great. Everyone looked like a star. Everyone looked like, something to talk about because everyone stood out in a different way. And you compare, now let's compare that to a Forbidden Door where nothing mattered. Everyone did whatever the hell they want. Yeah, there was a lot of bleeding. There was a lot of athleticism. But who remembers stuff from that versus this pay-per-view? Once again, it could be my bias, but really this held my attention way more because they told better stories without putting their bodies at risk.
I think the best way that I can use it as an analogy is, right, bro, when I watch Money in the Bank, right, I completely forgot about AEW Collision that was airing.
Yes.
Right after that.
I still haven't watched, bro. I still haven't watched Collision.
Yeah, which is crazy because I'm a fan, right, of CM Punk. But it's just that if you make me choose between one or the other, I will choose WWE right now at this point in time. Because, AEW is lacking what the Bloodline is giving WWE, a great overarching main storyline that stretches out throughout the show that you want to watch.
And on top of that, building other stars as well. So you go for the Bloodline, but this Dominic Mysterio Judgment Day stuff funny. Cody Rhodes nice. LA Knight. There's just so many people to root for. And here's the thing: it's not like WWE have been like this for a long time. Remember, like just before Triple H took over, it was a shit show there as well. They had no stars. Remember, we talked about this being a problem. There were no stars other than maybe Drew and Roman, right? And now all of a sudden we are in this like golden age again where like Triple H's dreams have come true or all the shit that he put together is finally falling into place. It's like, okay, now there are multiple reasons to watch WWE as opposed to AEW, which is like you said, you watch for CM Punk, I maybe watch for, I don't even... I tried.
I can't even say it with a straight face.
It's hard, bro. Cool, right? Like, as much as I love MJF, it's tough to watch whatever nonsense he's in. Is he feuding with Adam Cole now or some shit? I don't care.
No. They're best friends, apparently. Let's not talk about that.
I don't know, like, whatever.
To wrap it up, to put it in a bow.
Wait, hang on. There's one more thing we forgot to talk about here that we need to address.
Yes, I think we should go back to that, bro.
Yes, okay. So, Literally. I can't remember after which match it was, but you know, like the crowd died down and there's like just a slight second of like taking time to breathe. And this really goes to WWE's, like everything of theirs is firing on all cylinders in terms of timing. They literally give you time to breathe. Even down to the wrestlers, they are like, oh, this is the NXT training. You have to chalk it up to NXT training, which the AEW guys don't have. They are doing everything so fast, so often, you have no time to breathe. WWE have this down to a science. Literally, the match ended, then there was like a little bit of a pause, right? Like a oh, okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. It's probably gonna be a next match. I mean,
that was terrible, bro. But sure.
I know. I try.
Okay. No. I get what you mean. It's that point where they were having this shot across the audience.
Yeah.
Where it was just like you had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And then the music hit, bro.
Yeah.
The pop was amazing. Yeah.
Oh my god, nobody expected it, right? John Cena comes out, and John Cena is at this point he's GOAT, he's legendary status. You can't even imagine a time where people were booing him. Cena sucks, right? No, they were just loving the fact that John Cena was there. And here's the thing. How much of this do you think was done to throw it and just to purposely stick it to AEW? Because they know the AEW is coming to London, right? So they purposely plant the seeds. Hey, WrestleMania coming better lah. Think about WrestleMania in London. Don't care about this all-in nonsense, it's bullshit. Huh?
Bro, chocho, bro. The chocho is strong in this one, bro. It's amazing. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, see, here's my real question is, do they really have plans for WrestleMania in London? Or did they really just, to stick it to Tony Khan and All In, just brought one John Cena out just to throw the idea out there? If you were thinking about it, I don't think this would have stopped you from going to All In London, because they're still selling tickets, right? Like, this is not going, the idea of WrestleMania maybe coming to London is not going to stop people from going to Wembley, right? But
yeah, I agree.
The point is to just like, hey, we got something even bigger planned, huh? Don't bother with this.
It's just chocho, bro. But it's funny, right? Because realistically, WrestleMania is really confirmed in Philadelphia next year.
Yes.
There is no talks yet of what is WrestleMania 41 in 2025. So if in a realistic scenario, if they do want to pitch WrestleMania in London, it can happen in 2025.
Yeah.
But I feel like they haven't even had conversations yet, bro. I think he's just literally just test water, bro. Just create that buzz, bro.
No, that's exactly it. Like, to your point, we already know where WrestleMania is going to be. And these sort of things take like years to sort of settle, right? Like, so it's damn funny. I don't know, maybe do a stadium show that's not WrestleMania. Do a SummerSlam, do a Survivor Series, or do a Insurrection, whatever, but do it at Wembley.
SummerSlam would have the history where it'd been perfect, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like they need a British hero to kind of be that all-conquering hero.
Drew. It's Drew, huh?
I mean, Scotland and England, how's their vibe right now? Will English people support a Scottish man? I don't know.
Can lah. The pre-WrestleMania pay-per-view rumored to be in Perth next year. Oh, okay, so back to the whole back and forth. And somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier as well, right? Like Cena verbally jousting. And first of all, he was just milking the shit out of the crowd. My God, he had the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand, right? And then, the social media.
How do you even know his theme song, bro? I don't even memorize Grayson Waller's theme song, bro.
I used to watch NXT. I remember Anyway, I'm like, they are very high. They are very high on Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller. And I think it is justified because he held his own against John Cena. Somebody mentioned this in chat and I agree 100%. He did a better job verbally jousting with John Cena than Austin Theory.
Yeah, I was just about to go to that point, bro. I was so surprised that I felt more invested in hating Grayson Waller in that 1-2 minutes that he was there than anything Austin Theory. I think Austin Theory got humbled by Cena, but Grayson Waller was like handling the shit that he got from the fans. Like, who are you? Like, he was handling it perfectly, but I think he could be better than Austin Theory.
Well, on the stick anyway. In the ring, it's still It's still,
KIV.
yeah, KIV, yeah,
Yeah.
up for it. But yeah, I love that he got the rub. And wait, did they confirm that Cena was going to be on the Grayson Waller effect? Or no?
No. So what
Oh,
he did was he was
Edge is the one. Edge, yeah.
the age is confirmed. So just to note that this week's SmackDown is gonna be in Madison Square Garden. It's gonna be a big show.
So are they setting up Edge versus Grayson Waller to give Grayson the rub?
I have no idea. Okay, but one thing, of course, we had to mention about that promo is he brought up the possibility of why not WrestleMania in Australia, bro.
I know. But I mean, he purposely won lah, because like Cena is talking about, WrestleMania in London. It's to get the heel heat, right?
Yeah, so apparently, okay, I didn't know about this, but somebody clued me in that Australia and England apparently have some cricket rivalry going on.
Oh,
So-
on that day, is it
so-
Div Royalty said?
Yeah, like a Ashes Open or something.
Sure.
I do not know their term, but the fact that he brought it up was so justified as a heel hit because of the rivalry that England have with Australia. So that's kind of funny, lah.
And talking about like a meta reference, did you notice the how Cena is quite social media aware as well? Did you notice that little inside joke he made during
Oh no, what did he say?
Okay, so recently have you seen the clip of this fan trying to film John Cena at a restaurant?
Oh yeah, okay. I saw
And then
that.
John Cena is like, can I just have spend some time with my friends? And that's what he said to Grayson Waller, like, yo, are you done? Can I just have some time with my friends, i.e. the England crowd?
Oh, okay.
That was a reference to the clip that's circulating online right now. So John Cena knows. He's not like unaware, right? He's very aware of his social media as well and what's viral right now.
Bro, the guy is a genius. He's a smart guy. So
Yeah.
even this whole tease, right, bro, the fact that they use John Cena of all people, right, it's a shit on TK because I feel like here's the biggest star in the world
Yeah.
promoting WrestleMania in London. Who else in AEW's camp, right, can they put to face up to John Cena's star power? Not even CM Punk.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
There is
not
nobody.
even CM Punk.
There is nobody. Yeah, exactly, right? But I mean, they're going to be there first, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you want to say. And it's probably going to do very well. They are starved for that content. And if this and the recent Puerto Rico card have shown us, the WWE need to do more international shows. It just raises the product. Like you got a 4-star show becomes 5 stars,
Yeah, agree. I'm just surprised they haven't done it for any sooner, right? So there's been a lot of debate, right? The reason why they don't do international shows is not because they don't want to or they don't appreciate their fan base, but it's a Vince McMahon decision, bro, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because he's very right-wing, America first sort of a thing, right? That's his whole personality.
That could be a reason. I won't be surprised if it is. But the rumor going around is the fact that he actually doesn't like smart audiences screwing with his finishes and giving bad reactions.
Right. But
in America he could do it and have some sort of control over it. But when they go to London, you know how the London crowd were chanting crazy shit.
Even Toronto, they always say this is like upside down world or whatever, because the fans are too smart. Bizarro world, yeah. But I mean, it's 2023. And I think Triple H is smart enough to know. And if it's not him, he probably has a team of people that, tell him, okay, this is what, the culture is like right now and stuff like that.
Agreed. So I think overall, perhaps our listeners can give their grades, their number grades, their letter grades for Money in the Bank. But I feel it was a solid 8. It was a solid 8.5.
I would say like, as far as the story is being told, it was an 8.5. The crowd made it a 9.5. And the fact that everybody looked good and there wasn't really, there was some dull points, but by and large, I was glued to my iPad the whole time.
I wonder, right, bro, about the international shows, right?
Yeah.
Could this be a yearly thing where they purposely make every show airing from London or airing from Puerto Rico? They haven't done any big shows in Africa, in South America, if you think about it, right?
Okay, well, here's the thing, right? And what it is that country needs to bid and pay for it. It's like having the Formula One Grand Prix. Like Singapore Tourism Board, they bid for that shit. You know what I mean? So if we want it in Singapore, we would have to psycho somebody in the STB or in some government agency to freaking pay for the WWE. Was it $1 million or something like that?
Bro, Mr. Young, time to do your magic, bro. Get all your connects.
Every day on air, just hey, we should bring WrestleMania, bring WrestleMania. Heck, bring what Roadblock also can, as long as it's PLE. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. Go get our guy Sean Rick as well from 91.3. Go get fucking Joaquin Gomez.
Bro, he's from Kiss lah. Anyhow on you.
Bro, anyhow, I'm so sorry, bro. But yeah, get anybody who is a wrestling fan who of some influence. Talk to STB, bro. Come on.
Yeah, right. To get, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have my reservations about it because of the fact that I don't think we in Southeast Asia, unfortunately, are a big enough market. Singamania.
Well, Singapore alone will not be a big enough market, but if they market it as like the only show in Southeast Asia, and I think it's possible because
so
you
it has
get
to,
fans from Australia.
Yeah, it has to be
Indonesia.
It has to be bigger than a house show. It has to be a PLE, like a proper PLE, like a super show or whatever, right?
Yeah, they do. Imagine if you do Royal Rumble. Wow,
bro. But I mean, okay,
bro.
I mean, think about what is going on right now with Taylor Swift, with Coldplay, with Jackie Chung. 11 concerts, bro, in Singapore. What the hell? There is definitely, and with Taylor Swift too, Southeast Asia, the only stop she's doing is Singapore, right? So you have people coming in all over the world. Like, I mean, can we possibly see the same?
It's possible.
You think so?
Because WWE will want to go to Southeast Asia because of Singapore's infrastructure for sure. Sure. Their ease of booking events. They see UFC already doing a show in Singapore. So they know, UFC can do a show, WWE also can do a show.
But to that point, the UFC show is a smaller show. It's not like a UFC pay-per-view, right? It's like a fight night, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? No, it's a numbered pay-per-view. You have the Korean Zombie. Bro, legit, bro. It's UFC. I forgot what number it is, and they're gonna even do a lot of UFC related events around the show. They're gonna have
bro. It's UFC Fight Night, bro. It's UFC Fight Night. Holloway versus Korean Zombie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like a mini pay-per-view.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, they're doing a full. No, they're not. They've done like the full pay-per-view, like the numbered ones in Japan before. Yeah, but this year's we did have a pay-per-view last time.
They did Eskren, remember? Eskren got knocked out. That was in Singapore, what? No, not Singapore, sorry. Eskren got tap out.
Right.
versus Damian Maya, right? Wasn't that a numbered pay-per-view?
I think you are right. I think they may have done it before, but this time around is quote unquote a fight night lah. But I mean, either way, like Sports Hub, step up. STV, step up.
Duh. Let's do it, bro.
Bring that shit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm confident we have the infrastructure to do it. I'm confident that if they market it for the whole of Southeast Asia, they will all flock to Singapore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. UFC 275 was last year. I remember now.
Yeah, it's Damian Maya and Eskren, right?
I think so. I think, that was a full-on, I mean, all of them are pay-per-views, lah, but Zhang Weili as well, yeah. So there you go.
Exactly.
I mean, we can talk until our mouths are dry, lah, but ultimately, there needs to be some sort of grassroots movement. I don't know what minister.
Fucking Dante Chen needs to faster get his Raw debut, bro. Come on, let's bring him up to the main roster. Give him time. That's the one.
Puerto Rico paid 1.3 million, apparently. A CEO says.
In USD or in pesos,
USD lah, bro. USD. Yeah, that's what I heard the sort of going rate is. Like, if you want a proper PLE, it's $1 million plus. That's how much you have to bid, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I think $1 million. I think you and me and all our listeners can fork in 500k each. I think can make it lah.
Okay, bro. I touched Toto and 40 all this shit first, then we talk. By the way, talking about Puerto Rico, if you guys haven't seen the meme, right, please go and Google Donald Trump saying Puerto Rico. It's the funniest shit ever.
Oh dear God.
Have you seen that?
I've seen it.
Where Donald Trump just randomly is like, we want to help our friends in Puerto Rico. And then his wife's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Puerto Rico. Hey, Dante Chen is up in the chat. What's up? Our guy. How are you, brother?
Chen. Bro, we manifest your name and your name came out, bro.
Yes, please get to the main event. I mean, main roster, and then faster bring WrestleMania to Singapore, man. Let's make it happen.
Okay, we can start grassroots. Dante Chen, make your NXT run and try to convince those NXT live events to do a show in Singapore. We'll be there. We'll bring the Singapore flag for you, bro.
Ooh, like an NXT full-on pay-per-view. Do the NXT like does like their events like around the US, right? So they are proper like pay-per-views events.
They still do their PLEs. I believe Great American Bash is a pay-per-view that they're gonna do soon. So so why not give some NXT stars some international exposure traveling around the circuit? Why not?
There you go. Okay, so we have two more things to settle before we get out of here, right? So the first thing is, what is this thing people are talking about? Kurt Tay and Kurt Angle. Okay, I haven't heard. I know you shared it on our Kick to the Gut Instagram page. If you haven't already follow us on Kick to the Gut Instagram. But what is this? Please explain it to me because I haven't heard.
Bro, I can't take credit because it's, I think, one of our guys, Faz was the one that shared on our Discord first, right? This motherfucker, if you are listening to this podcast, hello, send a cameo probably to Kurt Angle.
As in he paid Kurt Angle to say some words lah.
Can't be he tag him and Kurt Angle reply, right? I'm sure he fucking cameo him lah. Give him some money. And then he said something along the, I don't know whether you want to share it on this, whether you want to share it on the.
I'm trying to listen to it on the thing, but there's no audio leh. Oh, here you go.
Hey, how are you with your Olympic hero Kurt Angle? And I hear you're actively cheating on your wife and you're finding dominatrix online to fulfill your BDSM addiction. I advise you to stop right away and focus on your wife and 2 children before it's too late. And I just want to tell you one thing. You suck. And I know you're named after me. You named yourself after me. And you're a huge wrestling fan. Thank you very much. That's the only thing that's going right for you right now, my friend. Stop cheating on your wife.
What the Okay, no. It sounds like somebody paid Kurt Angle to do the cameo.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it's Kurt himself paid Kurt Angle. Because I know for a fact he's not married with 2 kids lah. Come on, let's be honest.
Kurt Tay is. He is.
Oh my god, really?
He got a Vietnamese wife. Why you suddenly so silent, bro? No, it's like yes.
I feel bad for your kids, bro. Please grow up well. Anyway, that's not the point. So yeah,
it's like one of those situations. Like I don't want to say. Is it wrong to say like a mail order bride? Like. He literally has a mail order bride from Vietnam and he has kids with her. Yeah.
Okay, but then that doesn't explain the fact about him cheating on the wife with the BDSM thing. So I don't know whether he can't be the one he himself paid cameo to tell that to the public. What? But it's his Instagram, bro. His TikTok, bro.
So wait, you are saying Kurt Tay posted it on his own TikTok?
You go look at the ending, bro. It's his TikTok name, right? Fast Game, please confirm for me if this is literally from his profile.
I am very invested in this. I need to search this shit out right now. Kurt Maggie is the TikTok
Pascal
account.
Pascal was like sounds like some ChatGPT script, bro.
Okay, it looks like a fan account. It looks like a fan. It doesn't look like his account.
Oh dear God. Okay,
I'm so confused.
Well, the point is, somehow that message got all the way through to Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle actually bothered to reply. Wow. That's the content to start your week off, bro, guys.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this story, but we at one point wanted to get Kurt Tay on the podcast, right? Because the whole idea is we love wrestling. We want to spread the word about wrestling. And you remember he got into that fight at the Void Deck. So we were like,
oh dear God.
Yeah, let's go and chat with him and then, see what's up. And then in the process of me talking to him over social media, like on Instagram, he basically asked for money to come on the podcast, bro. I'm like, look, I mean, we do the podcast out of love for what we do. I mean, we fund this podcast. I mean, we love our Patreons. Thank you so much for helping us. But essentially, we sort of fund everything here, right? And you want me to pay you to come on the podcast to, no doubt, talk nonsense. I'm like, no, bro, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Did he tell you he's going rate?
Like, going rate? No, he asked.
Rate.
He asked like, how much are you going to pay me? No, he literally asked, how much are you going to pay me? He didn't like. I guess maybe he's not the most eloquent fella. Like, like there's etiquette, right? Like, oh, hey, these are my rates, blah blah blah. That would be the etiquette. No, his reply was literally, how much you going to pay me? I'm like, bro, I wouldn't give you a $5 Starbucks card. Okay,
bro,
I'd rather give it to my listeners.
let's make this clear, bro. I sent a DM right in 2019 to
Yeah.
Chris Van Vliet
Yep.
and asked whether you'd be cool to come out on the show. Not only did he say no problem, he said let me know what time works for you because I understand you guys are from Singapore. I'll wake up early for you guys.
Yep.
Never asked a single cent from us. And when we hit our 100 episodes to the gut, he actually was kind enough to send a video congratulating us. This fucker do it for free. So in my opinion, if somebody that is not on Chris Van Vliet's level is asking for money, I'm saying like, bro, go to OK Let's Go or go to find some other podcast that that has money to give.
Who are willing to pay, yeah. I mean, look at the difference in professionalism. Look at Chris. Look at what he's doing now, with all his incredible interviews. Like, one's a professional, another one is a joke for hire. So that's all we have to say about that,
The end of the day, this podcast is a labor of love. So we are doing it for the love of wrestling. If you guys are not doing it for the love of wrestling, then don't do wrestling. Just fucking go work, go do your job, bro. Let's go, man. Come on.
And please, stop cheating on your wife. If in fact you are,
you suck.
You suck.
No,
oh, this is just terrible. All right.
Our guy Fias just wanted to confirm. He said that he got it. He put it in his own YouTube channel, bro. So apparently this is really his own content, bro.
He definitely subscribes to the idea of there's no such thing as bad publicity. Any publicity he takes, he's like your Stephen Lims. But this is a different podcast altogether. Okay, let's get down to one more piece of business. And thank you so much for all your answers on our YouTube, like our previous video, right? Where we were talking about the AEW Fight Forever video game, which I've been having fun playing. I don't know if you guys have gotten it already, but we want to shout out to our friends over at THQ Nordic for hooking us up with the game. We have 2 copies of the game to give away for your platform. So, okay, I have picked my winner. Do you have yours, bro?
Yes, of course. Please go ahead. I will let you do the honors first.
We're looking for entertainment value in terms of these answers. We're asking you who you're going to pick first and why. So our first winner is Fast Gaming! Fast Game SG. Hey, congratulations. He says, I'm going to go with Mr. Young's favorite wrestler, the Ocho, Chris Jericho. Even though his current physique looks a bit of the bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly. He is the first ever AEW World Champ. Can't wait to whip out his moveset. It'll be dope if they can add his cruise, the Jericho Cruise, as a playable arena for future DLC. I love it.
Awesome. Love the answer. Fast Game, I hope, can you please do us a favor, send a screenshot of you liking THQ Nordic's Facebook page?
Yes.
Because we need to, we need to report to the THQ and like, this one, our fan, our fan screenshot, he really did follow. Please DM us on Kick to the Gut and then Mr. Young or me, we will send the game codes for you. So that's winner number 1, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, also let us know what platform, PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, whatever platform you want.
Whatever platform. Apparently,
whatever platform.
I wanted to say something, but I realized it makes more sense for me to announce the second winner first. Then I explain the context, bro.
Okay, go ahead. Second winner, here we go.
For the second winner, I know you all know my bias, so I like those people who appeal to my bias. I want to pick our dear friend and our fellow patron, Toverkin.
Hey, Toverkin in the house, sure.
Okay, if you want to know why, very simple. Let me read out his comment.
Sure.
As an educator,
sure.
I'm picking CM Punk, cause much like himself, I'm hurt, I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant. Okay, okay. Toverkin, not only do I love your comment, but have you guys seen, Mr. Yang, have you seen CM Punk posting on AEW's Instagram channel promoting Fight Forever? Right?
Yes. He's holding like the Nintendo Switch version of Fight Forever, right?
And then he was talking damn boomer, bro. He was like, you can get this game on Toys R Us. You can buy it on fucking I don't know what craft, some old
shop
fucking
boomer shit
platform. Yeah, some fucking boomer shit. And you can see his eyes, he cannot force, he cannot force to make this.
He probably doesn't even realize he used to be on the cover and then they took him off the cover.
Yeah. So like in the spirit of that, Toverkin, you tug right at my heartstrings. it's not just the fact that you chose CM Punk, but you echoed the reason why you choose CM Punk, and because of that, you deserve the quote. So let us know, bro. Same thing. Screenshot your follow on the THQ Facebook and send us which platform you want on our Instagram DM.
So,
thank you so
once
much.
again, congratulations to Fast Game. Congratulations to Tobakin as well. And enjoy AEW Fight Forever. And that'll do it for us here on this Tuesday afternoon. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate it. Taking a break from our regular lives, you know, like it might be just like an hour and a half, 2 hours, but it's also just this, to me anyway, especially if you're going through like, you know, rough stuff at the workplace and you just need a distraction. Thanks for hanging out and just talking shit about this thing that we love called professional wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I just saw the Shadow offered to pay $50 because to match Curtis going rate, bro. Don't need, bro. We appreciate your support, bro. For whatever you've done for us.
Yeah, even if somebody else pay for Kurt Tay to be on the show, I don't want. All right, he's not doing it for the right reasons. At the end of the day, we just want to talk wrestling, not some nonsense bullshit, like, you know.
But of course, if you and the rest of you want to support us on our Patreon, feel free, bro. That will really help us as well. So
there you go. Shout out to all our Patreons for supporting us and for you to listening rather. Be sure to come check out the Discord. That's where we continue all our conversations about all things wrestling. Links are in the description. All right. As always, yes, go ahead.
Yes, before we go off, I need to explain as well. Next week, I will be on holiday. I will be away live from Langkawi. So I'm not too sure whether we're going to be doing the podcast or you want me to like record anything from there, but we'll let you guys know. But if you'll be taking a break, I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks as we build up on the road to SummerSlam.
Wow, there's SummerSlam, there's All In. Actually, I'm going up to Genting on Thursday, but I'll be back by Sunday lah. So,
road to Malaysia, bro.
Both of us, road to maybe. No, Langkawi and Genting, like, how far are they apart?
I think they're quite close, bro. I think both of them is above KL, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Are you driving up? Driving up, Mr. Young?
I am driving Thursday morning. I think we're going to leave the house at 4 a.m. or some ridiculous hour just to drive all the way up to Genting, bro. It's going to be fun.
Bro. All the best.
Thanks.
Enjoy yourself.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. As always, it is Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Take care.